In the spotlight today on Visions for Dreams TV, we have Sonic Revolver. I'm just going to catch up with the guys, find out what they've been up to. Just tell us first of all, how did you guys get into music, even from a young age?
Myself personally, I was just fascinated by music and just grew up listening to what my mum and dad would listen to, the old record collection and stuff like that really. So I was really just sort of mesmerised what I was hearing, like Zeppelin and Queen and the Beatles and stuff like that.
Right.
So I've always sort of gone along that sort of classic rock sort of sound really. And then just sort of originally sort of picked up behind the drum kit and stuff like that and really give drums a good going, and then slowly just developed me sort of repertoire of drums and guitar and stuff like that.
And it's a similar story for you?
No, mine was a bit different really. When I was younger, my dad used to play a lot of guitar,
right,
and he had a big Marshall stack amp. And I remember one day he put Lenny Kravitz, So You're Gonna Go My Way, and he put it on in the background, and then he said, right, he had his video camera out, he went, right, get the guitar, I'll put it on and you pretend that you're playing it. So I was like, I'm like, I couldn't do any, it was only last week. No, it was like, I was only about 10. And I was like playing it, and then just ever from there I was like, Dad, I want a guitar now. So I got a guitar, like an acoustic guitar, and then I was practicing with my dad all the time and playing, and then I just started like randomly singing Beatles songs with my dad, because he had this old book, and just randomly singing these Beatles songs, and then I was doing karaoke, and then I thought, you know what, this is quite good. And then I did a competition. I won this like singing competition in a pub karaoke competition, and then one of the lads said, do you want to join this band? It was like a covers band, so I was like, yeah, go on then. So I did that, and then I went for an interview in Richie's work. He was the manager, and he was like, I'm in the band. I was like, oh yeah, so am I. So we got talking, and he was like, I was like, I'm singing. He was like, oh, I need a singer. So yeah, that's where it came to, then that's when we started.
So it's about the chemistry and the relationship between you guys, because you've known each other for a while now, and as the band now, you've been going for roughly just less than 3 years. So how would you then mesh your styles together to write music now you're being original?
Because I'm sort of the preliminary songwriter, I'll just sort of come out with the idea, you know, some words, some chord structures, you know, a sort of general idea in my head of how the song will sound, and then I'll sort of give it to Daryl and say, how do you think this fits? And, you know, he'll have a
thrash it out at practice.
Yeah, and the other guys in the band.
And then we'll say, that's good, or that's not one of your best rigs.
No, and, you know, that's what I really like. It's very much, you know, I don't expect the guys to like everything that I bring to the table, and Daryl gives me words himself that he'll want to get played in the songs, and the other guys are sort of very much.
That means I write some of the songs.
Yeah.
Not just words, I write some of the songs.
So that's how it comes across really. So we just sort of try and fuse everyone's ideas into the one track.
So what are your inspirations then? Where do you get your ideas from then? In the first instance, does it just come to you?
No idea is ever your own, is it?
Yeah.
So it's
Nothing's
always,
ever original.
Exactly. It comes from somewhere. It must do.
So think about what's the concepts, the ideas. Is it political? Is it something spiritual? Is it about love, or is it about loss?
I think a little bit of everything. I think I try and write stuff that's happened to me in my own life, or what's happened to friends or family, and you know, things like that can really rub off on you. But then sometimes it's just
political.
You know, what's happening in everyday life, and you can see it on the TV, on the news, and I try and absorb it in and just think, well, how can I turn that into something?
Definitely.
What keeps you guys going?
If somebody's listened to it and we've created a reaction, that's all you want, isn't it?
Yeah.
It can go either way. You either like it or you don't, or you're in the middle.
Like I said, it's just those type of things to spur you on. You know, bad review, bad critic, you know, a bad gig. It's just those type of things just make you get up the next day and think, right, I can do this, I can do it better, and stuff like that really.
So what's next up for you guys?
We've got bits and pieces. We've got sort of a couple of magazine interviews coming up and stuff like that. We've got a new single which we're going to release at the end of July, which is off the EP. Right. So
with us just coming off the back of that the Sons of Mercury tour, it's sort of quiet at the moment for all our gigs, but we did do a few. But with our new single Fever Glass coming out, we'll probably be gigging a lot more again. Yeah, definitely. Pushing that around.
So like you mentioned, the EP, the Sonic Revolvers, Sons of Mercury, what's the idea behind that then? What's the concept there?
We originally sort of went to try and record a full album, but then we sort of held back a little bit and said, well, can we just sort of give it out as a sort of tester and a teaser? The first album, you know, did reasonably well, but we wanted to go out as a full band with these 5 tracks, so we sort of went in and just did the 5 tracks, but it's gone really well, so, you know, not heading back into a studio just yet.
So we always try to find out, what would you say is your words of inspiration to others out there who are trying to get on the same path as well?
I'd say don't give up, you just got to keep going. because some out there you will get given that break, and every day is a new challenge.
My one is, it's never a failure, it's always a lesson.
Yeah.
Just keep going. You don't do anything wrong, and if you do, learn from it and move forward.
And you guys are just truly passionate about music, so you're just going to give us a taste of what you guys have produced now. So you're going to perform a little acoustic set for us now.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Brilliant. I'll just step out of the way then. Cheers.
Cool.
Okay.
This is In the Spotlight for Visions for Dreams TV. We're the Sonic Revolvers, and this is Fever Glass. At the red bricks, waiting for the sun to go down. You're keeping alive inside of this town. Grey skies, everything in your bag. Dark eyes, new shoes with your price tag. Is survival the only thing you know? Tell me to be myself, yet you live in a disguise. You say I love you, but to how many other guys? Railway crossings and broken rules. You'll stand anywhere. Love in one hand, money in your eye. Lips locked without a care. Grey skies, everything in your bag. Your dark eyes, new shoes with your price tag. Survival, the only thing you know. You tell me to be myself, yet you live in a disguise. You say I love you, but to how many other guys? Is survival the only thing you know? No. Is survival the only thing you know? No. Trapped by your past, I can see your disguise. I can't see your fever glass.